Hey everyone, welcome to Buick Outdoors. If you're new around here, my name is Sheldon Marion, and today I'm joined by Shelby and of course our faithful little companions. And today we're going to be out here, we're going to be picking a bunch of this mullein. So this mullein plant here, they're actually kind of hard to find growing around, but when you do find them, they seem to grow in clusters, and it's a fairly new plant to me, and so far what I've read up on it is that they like direct sunlight. Also the medicinal properties of this thing is just incredible, and again it's a new one to me, so I got some bullet points here on my phone. It's antibacterial, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, anti-influenza, antioxidant, anti-carcinogenic, helps treat pneumonia, helps treat E. coli, treats respiratory infections, helps get rid of some mucus and stuff built up in your lungs, helps treat sore throat and eases migraines, and it also helps with kind of intestinal issues and all that good stuff. So what we're going to be doing is basically we're going to be picking some of these younger ones. Apparently they're the kind of the ones to go for this first year growth. Maybe that one, I don't know, I might feel bad about picking that little gaffer. And then yeah, we can also try to pick one of these big ones. And you can see, you know, I don't know, whatever I am, 5'8", 5'7", 5'9", something like that. You can see that one there close to Shelby. So yeah, they grow pretty big, and right now they're not flowering because other people, they'll pick these little yellow flowers off of them as well. But as you can see, the stalk, there's no flowers growing on it yet. So today we're mainly just gonna be picking just these leaves, and then when we get home, we'll make up some green tea, and then we'll also dehydrate some, and we'll make I guess black tea, what you could call it. But anyways, we're gonna get to picking here and show you how we do it anyways. So basically what I'm gonna be doing here is I'm gonna be kind of just grabbing it at the base, peeling it off, and giving that a go. I watched a few little things there on the old YouTube like you guys are right now, and seems this is how everybody else does it. When you're picking these, you'll feel these nice leaves, like they're a fairly big leaf and they're surprisingly soft. They have a million tiny little like peach fuzz hairs on them, and the leaves themselves are actually fairly thick, but they are just incredibly soft. And I guess back in the day when people didn't have much for toilet paper, they actually used this for toilet paper. So if you ever find yourself in a bind and you don't feel like making tea but you gotta go, hey, you got an alternative here. You don't gotta use up your socks, so there's always a bonus. With these, I'll just take maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 kind of off each one. I think I'm up to about 5 on that one, and then the rest we'll just kind of leave it be. I don't want to completely strip them, kind of a deal. And then plus, you know, we're not picking this stuff to, you know, sell it or have a year supply of it, kind of a thing. I'm just picking enough to make myself a couple of glasses of tea and make a video on it and kind of try to educate you guys on what I've learned so far in my small time of knowing what this plant is. This one here, I'll grab probably one more than the rest. I'll leave that and I'll move on to this bigger one and take a couple from here. So you can see how big some of these leaves get. Like this one here, it's pretty well a dead leaf, so we're not going to really take that one, but you can see, you know, it's about a foot long, 2.5 inches wide, kind of a deal. That one there is dead, so I can just go back into the bush. some of these bottom leaves, they got some holes in them, so some sort of bugs and stuff are chewing on them a little bit, but whatever. Pick another one of the healthy looking leaves. On the back side there is some kind of black stuff on there. I don't know if that's some sort of a growth or if that's just from bugs. I'm assuming bugs, but yeah, looks good enough for me. So this one here, this is what you call kind of like your first year's growth. Supposedly these are kind of like the delicacies, like the ones that a lot of people really go after. So what I'll do is I'll maybe pick just kind of like these outside ones. We'll leave this bottom here and we'll leave this bulb up top. And supposedly these are kind of the ones that most people go after because it has, I don't know, maybe more nutrients is kind of condensed into this little guy. But what I'll do is I'm just going to keep this stuff separate, and then when we get home maybe we'll make a separate cup of tea with just these ones, try it out, see if there's any difference. So this way here I left all this on the bottom, left this guy up on top, because I don't know if you can overpick this and kill it off or what. So I'll just grab my small little handful, maybe I'll hand it off to Shelby or something like that, get her to put it in her pocket, and yeah, when we get home we'll try this out, see if it makes any difference. So one thing about this mullein that Shelby was just telling me about was what she was reading online is that it's actually like a bit of an invasive plant, and it kind of makes sense because you can see every single one of these lumps, that's all a flower. So when this thing goes to seed, there's gonna be just thousands upon thousands of seeds getting spread out here. And before we head home, we'll actually stop on the side of the highway where a bunch of this stuff is growing, and you'll see where it's just like a field of mullein. So if you guys want to come out and pick some for yourself, I'll tell you exactly where that little spot is. And yeah, there is definitely more than enough over there in that spot where yeah, if you guys want to come out and pick it, please help yourself. There's a lot. Well, you guys, we're slowly making our way back home here now, but before we do, I told you I was going to show you guys a spot that's right along the highway. So the highway is right here, coming from Hudson Hope, going towards Chetwynd, and we're like, I don't even know, 10 minutes outside of Hudson Hope. And as you can see here, there is this mullein growing absolutely everywhere. I don't know if you can see it, but even right there, another big batch growing. So if you guys want to come out here, again, like it's all over the place. You got fairly tall ones, and you got a bunch of this small stuff growing here too. So in here, there's definitely enough for everybody to come in and kind of pick a little bit of it anyways. You know, make sure you leave some for the next person coming out. And it's not a super secret spot. Like I took my truck into the ditch there, drove right here, and I'm right beside the highway. So yeah, you can see this as you're driving by. It's not a secret spot at all. So if you guys want to come out and pick your own mullein, just head on the highway from Hudson Hope going towards Chetwynd, and it's on the right hand side, pretty well just before Cameron Lakes. So yeah, come on out here, give this stuff a go, and yeah, try for yourself. See you back at the kitchen. Alrighty, so we made her back home here, and what we are going to do is we're going to make up some green tea. So I got some of these younger leaves here, and I'm basically just going to kind of roughly chop them up and throw them into the old French press. So I got the water going, and I'm just going to quickly chop all this stuff up, and then we'll throw it into the French press, and we'll get that steeping. And then while we're waiting for that to steep, we got the dehydrator out here, and we got quite a few leaves here that we're going to lay out across the sheets, and we're just gonna dehydrate them. Probably, my guess would be almost 24 hours, just to make sure that they are good and dehydrated and nice and crispy. But yeah, with that all being said, I'm gonna start chopping this up and then start making some tea. Alrighty, so the kettle just finished boiling here. So we're gonna grab our chopped up mullein here. Nothing too fancy, just kind of roughly chopped it up. And we're gonna take that, shove her down into the old French press. Get it nice and full of water. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna let that steep for probably about 15-20 minutes or so, however long it takes us to get all of the rest of this mullein into the old dehydrator, and then we'll give this stuff a go. Alrighty, so here we got all of our trays filled up with this mullein, and we got 4 trays here, and yeah, there's quite a bit in there. So now what we're gonna do is we have this set to 35 degrees, which is herbs and spices. Put on our lid, kind of an old machine, you gotta make sure that sucker's on there. And basically plug it in, and away we go. So now that's gonna sit here, I don't know, until they're crispy. It's probably gonna take about 24 hours or so. So yeah, when you're doing this, all dehydrators, they're relatively the same, but they're all a little bit different as well. So when you're doing this, you know, dehydrate it for however long it takes, kind of a thing. Like there's no real, there's somewhat guidelines, but go until they're kind of crispy. But anyways, we got our tea here in the old French press. It's been steeping now for 10 minutes or so. So we're gonna give this a go. Comes out nice and yellow, look at that, eh? And before we add any of our honey, I'm just gonna take a swig straight out of the cup. Some people say if you make it with the green leaves, you should run it through like a cheesecloth, because all those little tiny fibers that make it all soft and stuff, apparently it'll go through kind of the little filter deal that's in that French press. But we're gonna give it a go just straight. Honestly, it just tastes like a regular green tea. It does have a bit of a weird smell to it though. It's almost like it's kind of like a woody smell mixed with like almost a little bit of tobacco almost. And that is one thing that I've seen, and I don't recommend it, and I'm not telling you to do it, but supposedly people smoke this stuff to help clear out their lungs. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I'll let you decide that. But I'm gonna grab a little bit of honey, throw it in there, take another swig, and yeah, pretty well go out, sit on the deck, and enjoy a nice little cup of tea here this evening. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Hopefully it gets you out there and try to find some mullein for yourself, or just any other wild edible. If you liked this video, hit the like button down in the corner, leave me a comment or two, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.